Welcome to the spoken tutorial on how to create a SuperLibrarian. In this tutorial, we will learn to add a patron category, create a patron, create a SuperLibrarian, and give access to a staff for a particular module. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux operating system 16.04 and Koha version 16.05. To follow this tutorial, learners should have knowledge of library science. To practice this tutorial, you should have Koha installed on your system and you should have admin access in Koha. Please refer to the Koha spoken tutorial series on this website for more details. Let us begin by learning how to add a patron category. Log in to Koha using your database administrator username and password. Click on Koha Administration. Under Patrons and Circulation, click on Patron Categories. A new page Patron Categories opens. Click on New Category. A new page New Category opens up, prompting us to fill in some details. As mentioned before, note that the fields marked in red are mandatory. I have filled out a few details here. Please do so likewise. For category type, from the drop-down list, select Staff. For branches limitation, select All Branches. Next, click on Save at the bottom of the page. The category name that we entered appears on the page Patron Categories. In my case, it says Library Staff. With this, a patron category has been created. Next, we will learn how to add a patron. Click on Home at the top left corner. The Koha homepage opens with a dialog box prompting us to create a patron. It's mandatory to create a patron. Otherwise, in Database Administrator role, some parts of Koha will not function. As prompted in the dialog box, click on Create Patron. Alternately, you may click on Patrons on the Koha homepage. I will click on Create Patron. A new page opens. Click on the tab New Patron. From the drop-down, I will select Library Staff. A new page Add Patron Library Staff opens up. Now, fill in the details required under the various sections like Patron Identity, Main Address, and Contact, etc. I have filled out a few details as shown here. If you don't have information for any field listed here, then just leave it blank. Pause the video and fill in all details and then resume the video. Under the section Library Management, locate the field card number. Note that the number 1 is auto-generated by Koha. Hence, you will see a different number on your Koha interface. Next is Library. From the drop-down, I will select Spoken Tutorial Library. Recall, the Spoken Tutorial Library was created earlier in this series. If you had given a different name, then choose that name here. For category, I will select Library Staff from the drop-down. Under the section OPAC Staff Login, enter username and password. Each new user should create a new username and password. I will enter the username as Bella and password as Library. Again, enter the same password in Confirm Password field. Remember this username and password. This will be used a little later to give rights or permissions to a staff. After filling in all the details, go to the top of the page and click on Save. A new page with the name of the patron and card number opens. In this case, as entered earlier, the page has patron as Miss Bellatoni with card number 1. To edit the sections, click on the Edit tab located at the bottom of the respective sections. Now, let us learn how to give permissions to the patrons. On the same page, locate the tab More and click on Set Permissions. A new page with the title Set Permissions for Bellatoni opens up. Click on the checkbox for SuperLibrarian Access to all librarian functions. Then click on Save at the bottom of the page. Now, SuperLibrarian Miss Bellatoni having access to all library functions has been created. With this SuperLibrarian account, we can give rights or permissions to a staff. So, it's a very important role in the Koha library management system. Let's now learn how to give access to a staff for a particular module. Log out from your current session as a database administrative user. To do so, go to the top right corner and click on No Library Set. From the drop-down, click on Log Out. Now log in with a SuperLibrarian account. A SuperLibrarian can give rights or permissions to another staff for accessing any other module. For example, cataloging module, circulation module, serial control, and acquisition, etc. As explained earlier, create a patron. Click on the tab New Patron. From the drop-down, select Library Staff. Select salutation as Miss. Enter the surname as Samruddhi. For category, select Library Staff from the drop-down. Do not select any other option. Under the section OPAC Staff Login, enter the username as Samruddhi and password as Patron. Again enter the same password in the Confirm Password field. Remember this username and password as this will be used for further login as a staff. After filling in all the details, click on Save at the top of the page. Now give permissions to this particular patron. Go to the tab More and click on Set Permissions. A new page opens with the title Set Permissions for Samruddhi. This is the name of the patron we created. Click on the checkbox for Circulate, Checkout and Check-in items. Next, click on the checkbox for Catalog required for staff login. Click on Borrowers, Add, Modify and View Patron Information. Next, click on Reserve for Others, Place and Modify Holds for Patrons. Next, go to the tab Tools. Click on the plus sign here. Select Batch Upload Patron Images. Upload patron images in a batch or one at a time. Next, select Edit Patrons. Perform batch modification of patrons. Also select Import Patrons. Import patron data. Next, come to the tab Reports. Allow access to the Reports module. Click on the plus sign here and select Execute Reports. Execute SQL reports. Then click on Save at the bottom of the page. With this, we have given all required rights to a library staff with the name Miss Samruddhi. Now, log out from the SuperLibrarian account. To do so, go to the top right corner, click on Spoken Tutorial Library. From the drop-down, click on Log Out. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learned to add a patron category, create a patron, create a SuperLibrarian, and give access to a staff for a particular module. For assignments, add a new patron category, Research Scholar. Assignment for SuperLibrarian, add a new staff for the following roles. Assign all cataloging rights and add all acquisition rights. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial Project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us. Please post your timed queries in this forum. Spoken Tutorial Project is funded by NMEICT MHRD Government of India. More information on this mission is available at this link. This is Bella Tony from IIT Bombay signing off. Thank you for joining.